Hello everyone, this is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com and I am really excited you guys are here. Today we're going to work on our paper pumpkin kit alternatives project number 4, and this is a live event. Today is July 14th. It is live because, like I said in my previous video, our life was a little bit off last week, and so I did not have enough time to pre-record and do everything that I usually do during the week, and so I taken how you say in English? Well, I'm taking it forward and just make a live for our paper pumpkin kit alternative. We are going to be working on a waterfall card. If you don't know what it is, it's a very interactive card where you open. When you pull the tab, it just kind of like flips over certain parts of the card. It's really cute. You'll see. Hey Susan, how are you? I am so glad you're here. This is kind of not a very, what's the word? Thought out card. The card it is. I just don't know what I'm saying. I need to go and like chill out for a second. Sorry. We're going to be working on a waterfall card for a paper pumpkin kit project for our alternatives. That's it. Thank you for being here, Susan. Couple of things. If you don't know what paper pumpkin kit is, it is a monthly subscription from Stampin'up, and you will get in the little box, and I always show it so you have an idea how little the box is. You will always get everything that you will need to create whatever projects you have in them. Usually there are projects that include, most of them, I guess I want to say, is cards, but I have seen in the past other kinds of projects, like I think last year for August or for September, they were like pumpkins, and I believe that we had some very cute bags for treats for December last year. Anyways, you get a variety of it. Oh, hi. That's nice. That's so nice. I am usually a little bit more organized, but these couple of weeks have kind of kicked my butt, to be honest. And I usually record or pre-record the paper pumpkin kit during the weekend, and last weekend was just a little crazy, and so I couldn't pre-record it, but I didn't want to not have the video. So I hope you enjoy it, Susan. Thank you so much for being here. And so I always say this: if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalog, actually we have 3 catalogs right now: the celebration, the mini catalog, which I'm going to just call the holiday catalog, and our annual catalogs. So if you need any of those, just send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com and let me know what you need. I will gladly send it to you for free and kind of give you a quick run up of the things I absolutely love of the catalogs. There's a couple, like the new mini catalog. Oh my God, it's just gorgeous. It's to die for. I have to say that I am in love with it. Anyways, let's get crafting. Let's see if I can make this today. Oh, there I am. How cool. Yeah, let me do that so I can see. Okay, so what we're going to need. Oh, just as always, when I do my paper pumpkin kits, I try to include only what's in the kit except for tools. And I say that because I use I just really can't live without my trimmer, let's face it. My take your pick, my bone folder, scissors. There's a couple of things that I kind of assume you guys already have, and so or have something similar, right? I do have, in this case, I'll always include my big ink pad, just because I save those little ones that come in the paper pumpkin kit to use when I have parties with demonstrating cards, or when my niece and my nephew come over, like to play. So I save those for other things, and I'm going to use my main one. Let's see. The other thing I use or I bring is a piece of white cardstock. This is our regular A2, so 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to go ahead and score these at 4.25, which is half, and we are going to put this and we're going to fold. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do, so the paper pumpkin kit brings this one specifically. I didn't show you guys. My brain is a little fussy today. So these are the cards you would be able to make with the paper pumpkin kit as is. I'm going to be using this one today just because I really like that one, but I've had a hard time using it. Isn't that funny? Sometimes you just struggle using certain things, but you will be getting these, and with it, really, there you go. So here are all the things that came in this paper pumpkin kit. You have the stamp set, which is unique to every paper pumpkin kit. You have several cutouts of different, like a bigger one. I love this one. It's a card and I love it. You have bread, you have some flowers. I love that this paper pumpkin kit brought and I have it here. It's just a canvas tote. I am in love with it. It's just so cute to play with. I am not going to use and decorate it here just because whenever I do, I only use what the kit brings, and I would like to do something different with this. I'm not sure what yet, but something different. And again, it brings dimensionals, which I have my own and will probably use those too. I may use glue as well. So I just wanted to show you what the kit brings in it. Now, I'm going to grab one of those. So we are going to cut this in half. So this is one of the card bases. And I see I left a tiny bit of there. And that's one of the things I love about this trimmer is that it just really cuts. Look at that. That's a sliver of a tiny sliver, huh? And so these, I'm going to cover this as best as I can because I like the idea, of course, for what the card was made, but I don't like it as it's going to look in my card. So this one though, it's 5.5 by 4.25, right? So I'm just going to cut, and this is what I'm going to do. I want to cut this a tiny bit smaller so it fits in here and leaving about 1/8. So I know that makes it a little bit complicated. Nobody likes 16ths, but in order for me to have more or less the same in here and in here, because I'm covering this, I'm going to take 1/8 from here and 1/8 from here. I mean a 16th, and I think that's why I don't like it, because it's just so complicated to pronounce, right? And this is where our trimmer is just super useful, because this other side will absolutely make it simple. The 18th is where this brown edge ends, and so 16th, oh Maria. So I'm going to align there and cut in there. So I'll cut one, and then I'll turn around and cut another 16th. And I am praying to the Lord that we don't have to do this very often, because just saying 16th is a complication for me. And we are going to do the exact same thing on the other side, just because, again, I just want to be sure that this is going to be centered no matter what. It's hard to pronounce, but it's not hard to do. And hard to pronounce for me anyways. And we're going to cut the other one. There it goes. Okay, I got it. Okay. And now we have the 18th, like the 8th. Yeah, the 8th. Oh my God. Perfect 8th on each side. Now with this side, what we're going to do is we're going to try to recreate these so we can cover it like so. Okay, I just want the same kind of the same square, but I want to cover it. And I am not sure how this is, how wide is this? Seems to me that it is, you know, let's do this with a piece of scrap so I don't mess this up. Okay, just making it little tiny there, because since it's a square, we know that, so it looks like it's 2 7/8, either 2 7/8. I'm gonna cut 2 7/8 just because it may be easier. I know I always say this, if I'm gonna cut it this way, because this way I'll have more extra and we're gonna need part of these later on. So I am actually going to go ahead and cut 3, and it's a square, so 3 by 3. And if we need to chop a tiny bit, it's much better. Once you chop it, you can't glue it back in, right? And look at that, that was probably perfect. So as you can tell, these here is it was not centered as I had hoped. So we are going to make the most out of this, like these. And let me see if we move this a tiny bit. Could, yes, we got it. Oh my goodness in heavens. Okay, so we're gonna move this one. And I'm gonna use my, oh really? Oh my God, I just can't help to get them. Have you seen the new one? I just can't wait to get the I forgot how is it called, the sea sending good thoughts. This one, I know it's already sent, so I'm super excited. But the one for August, it's, oh my goodness, I love sunflowers. So when I saw the pictures and all the promotion, oh my goodness, and the box, it's so gorgeous. I just love it. I am using my Stampin' Seal Plus. It's mostly what I use all the time, unless I have some I need some wiggle room, right? So I use my glue in those cases. I love our tear and tape. Unfortunately, I don't have, it takes too long to take the backing, or I take too long. Maybe it's not just a general thing, it's just me. And so I just decided that it's one of those things that I have to not use in videos. Most of the time I use them, but just like that. And that is just what we're going to be doing. We're covering that, and we're going to put this. And this is just because, although I like this for the idea, you know, like the tablecloth, it just does not match very well what I had in mind. And then if we need to, we may decorate this later on. I'm not sure. I am not going to add this just yet. We'll add it here in a minute, just in case we need extras. So we are going to need a piece of white, basic white, thick cardstock. So you can tell this is not flimsy, and it needs to be thick because this is the mechanism, and we want it to be able to flow and hold in. I guess get strong to do the to make the movement happen. I'm sorry, my Spanish is kicking in today, so I hope you guys forgive me. And this is just 2 inches by 11, and I left it at 11 because, like I said before, you can always cut it, but you can glue it. So might as well keep that in mind. And I am using, there's a lot of videos with waterfalls, waterfall cards. I have, because I follow Lisa Curcio, I always check hers, and she has one. There is, oh my God, I forget her name. Sam, her last name starts with C. I will look it up and link it. She does some really wonderful cards, and so those are the ones that I kind of look or watch this weekend, so I was able to make this one. I have made waterfall cards a few times in the past. I even have a die from another company that that you just can't do it, and it comes pre-scored, and you got like the exact thing. The waterfall card is not it's not a complicated setting. You just have to be mindful as to how you're doing it, and that will do. You don't need a die to do this. And that's one of the things, and I know I said that last time, that I love about about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It's just pushed me to really look at how to make cards without just using dies, and I think that's amazing. So we're going to score, and we're going to score at, and you guys know I always have my cheat sheet somewhere, so at 2. And this is going to need a good score, a strong score. I don't know if it's that I just like, I'm flimsy and I don't do really good scores, but 2 3/4, 3 1/2. So it's every 3/4 what we're doing. 3 1/2 and 4 1/4. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and so the first thing is this is going to go towards you, so you're going to fold towards you, and you're going to fold all of them towards you, and this is again what's going to make the mechanism go. Okay, now this is the part, and I'm going to use my bone folder here in a second. This is the part that I am not sure if I want to cut it just yet. So I know this is going to go in here, and so maybe we can cut about let's see, let's think about this for 1 second. I'm gonna cut probably 2 inches. Let's cut 2 inches, and we'll start with that. Whoops, my thingy fell off there. I'm gonna save that square because we may use them. Let's see. Yeah, so 2 by 9 will do perfectly well. Okay, I do have another piece, and this is, I think it's 2 3/4 by 3/4, and I will get all those measurements below. This is going to go here, and is what's going to hold our thingy. So that is a variation that is very similar from that die I was telling you guys about. So usually what people do when they make regular waterfall cards, they will attach these in here, right? This needs to move, but they will attach it using a piece of a piece of cardstock to hold it, and then people will kind of disguise it with gems or whatnot. We are going to do this in here instead, and so when we fold this, this is going to go here. Now what that means is that our squares are going to be a little bigger, and that's one of the beautiful things about this is these can stay 2 inches wide, but you can make the decorative panels, well, the panels in here, you can make them a little bit bigger. So this is 2. I'm thinking ours are going to be probably, the biggest is going to be 2 3/4, and then we're going to have the others at, or maybe 2 5/8, maybe 2 5/8 will do. But that's a part I have not decided yet, because the stuff that the kit brings, so some of the cutouts and whatnot, they are on the bigger side, right? And so I don't want to just like make these tiny panels and then we just can't really put anything on it. So going back here, this is, let's move this for a second. Sorry about that, that fell. Bring our bone folder, and really, because this is thick, really score those edges or score lines just really well, because again, this is a mechanism, and the mechanism will go, so we'll have those decorative panels in here. It'll go like that, and it will move like this. Okay, so this really needs to be flexible. So put some strength there into creasing those edges, okay? And this is going to be our pull tab. So I am fairly new to Stampin' Up. I know I've mentioned that many times before. I don't have really some of those beautiful edges that I've seen around. I am going to use though, okay, let me move this stuff. I hope you guys have something similar. I have, you know, those homemakers from office. It's kind of old. I don't even know if they make them anymore. And I am going to do this real quick before I make a mistake. I'm gonna line this, and that's where this grit paper is just so useful, right? So this is 2, so I'm gonna use my little pen here to make a little dot. And so I know that's the half, the exact half, and then I can make my dot there, or get my hole right there, okay? This is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I'm leaving some space, so it's not, you know, just to make it sure that when we put something in it, it won't just like break, right? Or I don't know. I don't know if you guys have had that experience that you really put some thought into getting something, and because it's too close to the edge, then when you pull, it just will go. This part will completely break, and that will be very sad. And we're going to use, this is not the cutest, but we're going to use these twine. I remember today, I don't know why I forget the name of twine. It's just the funniest thing ever. So we're going to use our twine today to get this ready up here, so people know that to pull. Right now, if you have other stuff that you can use, then by all means use some. You can use some beautiful, some of the beautiful ribbon. There's the one I'm thinking of that will look really cool here, but I again try to stick to what we have in the kit. Okay, so this is the basics. Now we are going to need, and I said that, let's see, we are going to need, okay, this still has a tiny bit of that, needs to go a little bit more. I can still see it. Okay, take that sliver out. I can see it. There you go. So I'm thinking I want them at 2.5. Actually, let's do 2.5. And you know what? Let me start with this one and see if that's gonna work well. Okay. And I am going to use 2. I can't see it. Where did I put it? And I hope I don't lose our, looks like we have a storm rolling in. So very interesting. We may end up using some of these. Also just to mix and match, because these should kind of really go well together, I think. This may be too flimsy, and I may need to use the leftover of this, and I'm actually going to cut it right now because I think that's what's going to happen. I am going to use maybe some of these in our little panels just to show some fun. So let's go ahead. So let's say 2.5. So if this is 5.5, I am going to cut it right on, I'm going to cut it on the horizontal edge. I am hoping that way I have more to play with. And we're going to, and these are squares again, so 2.5 by 2.5. As long as it doesn't happen as it did in my previous paper pumpkin video that I tried to make a square and somehow I missed the measurements. I don't know. Sometimes, I'm telling you guys. So I don't know if you can tell, but this one is, it has a little dot there of, it looks like ink. So I'm going to put that one on the other side and 2.5. And we're going to put all those in the back here, and then I'm going to bring this one and do the same thing. So 2.5 Actually, I'm being a little bit dumb. So 2.5. Sometimes you just don't think this twice, and now I just cut once. Instead, I was cutting a little bit more, I guess. Making an extra cut. Okay, so we have 2 and 2 because it's 4 pianos that we need. Let me move all these, and we're going to put them like this. Let's move out of the way. Now we're going to need a few other panels in white, and we are going to use this one. Let me throw that away. So we said 2.5, and I'm just going to cut all this all the way through because we're going to need 4 of them, and we're going to go little by little to. Okay, Maria. So these are not going to be 2.5. These are going to be 2 and 3/8. Just, you know, my brain sometimes does not work. And so these are just 1/8 smaller. And I was thinking of having this set up before, but I did want to show you where everything is coming from. My dog is here with me. So if you hear heavy breathing, it's him, because he goes like every time. He's so funny. And if you hear a huge bark, I'm sorry about that. I'm asking for forgiveness beforehand, because he can bark, and his bark is deep, scary deep. Okay, so we have 4 pianos here that we are going to adhere here, right? Before we add them to their other panels, I want to figure out what I want to do. So we have our card base here, and I just want this as guidance. I had already thought that this is a leftover from last week's paper pumpkin kit alternative, and I am just going to cut tiny bits of it. So I'm going to do some fussy cutting for it. And this is going to look super nice in here. And I know fussy cutting takes time. Since this was already sort of cut, we're gonna go for it. Now, if you can tell, this belongs to that little card I showed you earlier. And I am just really cutting that piece because it has nothing to do with what we will have, right? So we are going to put these front here, and I'm actually going to cut the whole thing like that, and we're going to have it like so. So this is going to be one of our decorative pieces. All these pieces are too big for this one, but there is a, whoops, sorry about that, a little piece, some little pieces of bread, and they are bread. I had somebody saying that they didn't know it was bread, and I thought that was so funny. I saw somebody doing this. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm just going to put the bread in there. Wait, where are my stamps? I don't know why I always lose my stamp. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We can use this tiny, and I am going to use our, I'm just going to use our Calypso coral anyways. So we can put a couple of them here, and we're not going to, I'm just wondering if I want this and put some of these in here or not. I am thinking now. Sorry guys. I'm always like this when I'm creating. I am thinking I'm going to put these instead. So we're going to put, okay, that made it. So I did this last week, in last week's video, which actually I posted on Monday, I believe. Again, crazy week. And So stamp and stamp off. And I'm going to like put them all here so they've all maxed together. So okay, that looks pretty crazy there. Let me open my chamois. My chamois are my saviors. But once we put this one here, it just fills the background. And I think I like it better. What do you think, Susan? Let's put some glue so it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, it's fighting with me there for a minute. So we're just going to put this one in there. And so we have some fun in the background, otherwise it was too small. If you have, I think this is the Blackberry Bliss. If you have Blackberry Bliss, it probably would look a whole lot better with that. But again, I just stick to what we have here. And I am going to bring one. This is going to go in this one. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's, I of course did not work this straight, so I'm just cutting that off. And we're going to use some glue here. I'm being stingy with the glue. I don't know, I'm just so messy with glue that I try to stay as far away as possible from it. Okay, so we have our first one. So in our first panel, which would be, I would like this one, what am I doing? This one in here, kind of like so, but I would like a sentiment in there because it's like the first one. And I think I'm gonna go with You Are the Sweetest. Let me bring this one in here. We're going to bring and I've said this 100 times, this is no news, I can't stamp anything straight, so I'm going to go with Cricket again. Much easier. Poor Maria, she can't. And so I try not to make my life much more complicated than it has to be, especially when you have these you know, when you're crafting is to have fun. So we are going to that's going to be our first panel. Should be using my Stampin' Seal Plus, but oh well. Okay, so we have two panels. Ah, Maria, I'm telling you guys. Okay, so we have two panels, thankfully. It's kind of a miracle that we do. The next panel, which is going to be in green. Well, this would be the last panel, actually, because I want them, so it'll be blue, green, blue, green. But since I have this here, we're going to use this. And I absolutely love these flowers. I keep thinking of them as lavenders. I know they're not, but that's what it comes to my brain. And we are going to wrap them, right? Kind of like if they were. So all this, oops, come on. These also came with, okay, hello Maria. This also came with the kit, and I love that they included these details. The August kit, Susan, did you see the freebies that it brings? On top of bringing 2 ink spots, it brings some free, there, oh my god, how do they call them? It's just like lattice. It's so beautiful. Okay, so these obviously are much bigger than what we need, and so I just want them like if they were flat, like if they were, I don't know how you call them. I'm thinking now that what I want is not going to work, so in spite of how much I want it to happen, it's not going to happen. We're just going to put this in here as is. Let's move this out of the way. And I'm using this one because this one has some greening here, so I figured that that will do well. Whoops, what am I doing, Maria? Okay. So I'm just going to get them like so, and we are going to cut it. So I am going to glue one. We know it's mostly on the top towards this side, inside the perimeter. And then we're going to get the other one. That one needs to be a little lower. Maybe there. And then we're going to cut them down there. No. Not enough wiggle room, I guess. I'm just trying to see if I want them up high or no, lower. I don't know why I keep saying. And this is what I do every time. Like I want it there, so I know that I don't have to put glue all the way here. In order to do that, I put my finger there, hold on to it, and then I know where I don't have to put glue. Just a tip of what makes my life a little bit easier. Okay. And now we're going to turn it around and just cut those pieces. Which you guys are going to laugh, but I'm going to save them because, well, maybe not this one, but this one, I can probably do something with that. I really like this. I don't know if it's the purple. I don't know. I keep saying they sure look like lavenders, but they're probably another thing. Do you know what flowers they are, Susan, by any chance? Okay. Let me move this in here. And we have 4 panels now. I mean 3 panels. I can't even count today. And the last panel, I really want to use. So we're going to do some fussy cutting. When I start some fussy cutting like this, I kind of like move like so, right? And let's see. This would be. I'm just trying to think if I want to do this one. This is so much bigger, right? But I could do just like part of it. But I think I'm going to stick with what I have. So I'm going to just glue them in here like that. And I'm going to bring the other piece, and I'm just fussy cutting this a tiny bit, same as I'm going to do some fussy cutting here. Okay, and as I am seeing this, I think I like this one. It's a little, so this one, this edge is a little longer than the blueberries, so I'm going to put this one in here, and then this one in here, maybe like there. Something like so. I think I want them like there. And I would look, I don't think I have any more of those. So maybe there. Okay. So I'm going to leave these hanging and I'll cut it just because that way I can really put this all the way here and it doesn't look weird. And then we'll try to put this one first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put kind of what we did before. We're going to adjust this where it needs to go, which is right there. I'm going to bring my finger, put it what it needs, and then I know that I need to put the glue on this side. Now, I'm not going to put glue on the top because I may be able to, I may need to use it here, the space available to put the blueberries, and I need some wiggle room there. Okay, now we can bring the blueberries, and I really think, okay, not what I want now. Let's see. We're going to cut these in here like so, so we give the feeling of roundness, and then they will be all rounded all around. And then we can put that one in there, and we'll cut them as needed. And that's what's easier for me, is just put back the glue in the back. There are some more experienced, you know, crafters that just can't really eyeball it. That's not me. So I'm just cutting that piece and cutting this piece. And you know guys, what's really funny? I've been trying to use the cheese, and I don't think I've used it. Not once. I'm trying to think about it, but I don't really think I have used it. So the cheese, in spite of how much I like cheese, is definitely not gonna make it in my in my July's alternatives. I'm not sure. It's so funny. Okay. And then we have them like so. We'll put them in there. And there we go. So now we have 4 panels. This is how it will go. So fruit, flowers, fruit, flowers. I am thinking that maybe in this one we can still try to get part of this. Like if we, but I just think it's too much, wouldn't it? And put another sentiment. Yeah, it will be too much. So good idea, but not really. Okay, so what's the next step? Let's go ahead and glue this from in. Put the cap on. We're going to put Calypso coral in. So these we are going to glue in here. And I said this is the first one, so this is going to go here. You can do it as you please. Some people like to start from the back. Some people like to start, it doesn't really matter. We'll need to put this very well. So we'll put this one in here, centered, and then this will move. Then we'll put another one here, another one here, another one here. And this is where we're going to use our tear and tape. I really like our tear and tape, but I trust it too, which is very important. And I know it will not betray me in that sense. And oh, you know what? I really wanted to do something here. So this is going to open like that. And although these are going to be vertical, I want to put our big hello. Well, we can do it horizontal. It really doesn't matter, huh? They all could be, since, yeah, I think I'm going to do it horizontal. And I'm going to bring a bigger block to get our big hello. And I just think it would be so funny to open this and get a big hello. I am going to bring one last thing. And this is a sponge dauber. I'm going to use my Calypso coral. Almost missed that one. I'm gonna little bit there, and I'm just gonna create some like a background, but not too intense. And we're gonna go like so. And I'm gonna go all the way. And all the way here, right? And now when we put our hello there, I'm going to move this here so it's in your camera view. This is big, and I feel sometimes that if you do this, it's much easier than pushing the other way, right? I don't know. What you guys think? Maybe not. Anyways, we got it, and we're going to put our big hello here. And I'm holding this part with that. And we are going to try to center this as best as we can. If my big head goes in there, I always ask for forgiveness, but my eyesight doesn't doesn't help me here. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to calculate. Okay, so these, we want this to be the quote-unquote surprise. So this is about 1/2 inch. So I want to be mindful to put my hello in before that 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put it here. Again, sorry if my head comes in. I sure hope it's not showing. If it is, sorry, and there's your hello. And that is very, very cute. And so when people see, they're going to see this, and then they're going to open and just have that little pattern in there. Now, let's go back to our putting this together. I put a couple of strips of our tear and tape. Again, it's really, really useful. It's probably the best one. And we're going to move this a tiny bit, and we're going to align these one to the edge in here. And I'm actually going to open this because this is going to help me. So we are aligning. I'm making, let's use our grid paper here so I can tell if it is exact. Look how useful is that, right? So I align here, and now I can tell exactly where it's going to be. That is super useful. So we have one, we're going to put that one behind, and we're going to, I'm going to move this over because I think it's trying to make messes. We're going to put the next one, which we had decided it was this flower. So we're going to put that one there, and we're going to do the exact same process, a couple of strips. And take them off. Oops, that one came off completely. Okay, there's one. We'll get the other one. Oops. And I'm gonna I can't do that now, but I'm going to align again this one there, and now I can see how to align this one. You can't do it backwards. Lisa does it backwards, and I really like the idea of doing it backwards. I don't know why I started this way. So we're using our fingers. I'm using my fingers to touch here at the top, so I know that it's going to be well aligned. And there we go. We have two, and they're aligned enough. Look, right? Now we'll go with the third one. And let's go ahead and get this done. Take them away. See why I don't use these? I'm using the tear and tape because they are very, very strong, and that I really like that you can really like rely on them, but it has that little problem of taking the backing off. So I am doing the same thing, making sure that's fitting there. And we have our last panel, and that's going to go here. Okay, and let me bring my little tear and tape again. And the last one. This is probably my favorite panel. I do love those flowers. Aligning back again, making sure it's all fitting perfectly. Or, well, let me reframe. Making sure everything is fitting okay. And this is what you're going to get. And so it will, I'm going to hold it here. This is what's going to happen, right? Okay. Very, very cute, I think. Now, we're going to put this in here, and the way to do this, so let's put the little piece. Oh my goodness, where did I put it? So this one we'll need to cut because this one was 3/4, so we're going to take that 1/8 off. So then this needs to be 2.5 as well, so we don't see it, right? And we are going to glue it in here. It doesn't matter where we glue it because it just really doesn't. We will have to use, okay, there it is. I'm just going to use this in here. Maybe that's better. Here's my glue. And pop it up here. and hopefully this idea works. Okay, so we're going to give it a few seconds for that to dry. This piece we'll need to put tear and tape on both sides. And I don't know if you can tell that this is a little bit off in here, so I am going to do this. I'm going to put my tear and tape right there, tear it off, and then I'll just put double it back. Okay, and this is going to go in here, so this will hold this in here like so. Now you see why I didn't want the I should have left this a little bit bigger. So maybe instead of 9, maybe 9 1/4 will do enough, because you can barely see it. Thankfully, we're going to put these in there and it will show them that there's something to do. But it just felt like it was going to be too crowded. So anyways, okay, so now what we're going to take off this 2 pieces and take this one off. I keep saying that the only sad thing of these of the paper pumpkin kit for July is I didn't have any bling, and that made me very sad. So I'm going to put this out, not out, like this, and I am going to align this. Okay, let's bring this back here to the top as best as I can, and then we are going to, there we go, put it there. Okay, and now we really need to get these in there and push. We have to push really well so that gets glued, and that's how it's going to go. So let's bring up our, I'm gonna cut half of it. Okay, I was just kidding. I'm gonna bring a piece of these, and this is Calypso Coral, and I'm just gonna bring it because that one is just gonna be a little hard to really make it pop. So I'm gonna pull these. You see the mechanism working there. Make a loop, put it this way, and then we're going to pull here, and now people will know that there is something there. Okay, sometimes I don't hold this correctly and I just struggle. There's one, and there's 2. Okay, and now we have our card, and now people will know that you can pull. And yes, it's hard because I'm trying to make sure that this is well there, because I don't want it to move. There you go. What do you guys think? Isn't it cute? I really like this idea. Where's my card base? Now we are going to go ahead and use tear and tape, and I'm going to tell you why, and that's because I always feel that when you give an interactive card, there are a lot of possibilities that people are just going to play with it, and we want to give them the opportunity to play without the card falling apart. I opened this much simpler and align. Let me see. Oh, well, it's okay, I guess. Fine. I was thinking of aligning the landscape and I forgot. Ha. Anyways, so this needs to go like so. And so I'm just going to bring it like here. It's much easier for me, for some reason, to put them when they're vertical, when they're in landscape position than when they're vertical. I don't know if there's got to be with something in, you know, how your brain works or what, but yeah. And I'm doing this the best I can. Like I've always said, this is not for it to be perfect. This is for somebody to receive a beautiful gift and handmade gift. And handmade stuff cannot be perfect. I am going to bring these Love You a Whole Bunch, which I think is super cute and clever. And we are going to use it. So let's move all the stuff out of the way. Bring the Love You. And I think you can't write in here, right? So I'm just going to put it here in the corner. And again, if my big head goes in there, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to, but like I've said before, I can't help it. I just don't see well. And I'm going to leave that one there, and I'm going to bring, well, actually, sorry, I'm going to clean that one. And I'm going to bring those blueberries that we had. And I'm just going to put some decorations in here. There. And so that will be your inside. Let me move disaster out of here. Okay, there you go. A waterfall card. Oops. Okay, that's got stuck in there. Oh, there it goes. And I think it just looks so gorgeous in these colors. Even this color that I was not super sure about, it does look good. And I'm sorry I'm adding this. I'm pretty sure you most likely have some ribbon of your own that you will be able to use. Okay, let me know please in the comments what you think, if you liked it. Susan, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I know this was not planned. It was just kind of, and at the beginning I was a little kind of confused of what I wanted to do. Let me move back to, there we go. Yeah, I'm sorry. At the beginning, I was like still a little flustered. We are going camping tomorrow, and so I really wanted to get this in today before we leave, because then, you know, at least I have a paper pumpkin video in. I'm sorry about my brain confusion. I think my brain is mushy lately. It's old age. Anyways, like I said before, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to send you a catalog, and I would definitely would like you guys to check out my reward system. Go into my website, mariascraftingcorner.com, and just check them out. There is a ton of goodies that I really work hard to kind of give everybody who buys from me. So if you are interested in the paper pumpkin kit for August, and oh my god, I think I have printed them and I don't know where I put them. Let me see if I find them. I can't find them. It's all good, because why would they be when I need them, right? This just would be weird if things would be exactly when you need them. It's fine. So I like I was commenting, hey Lisa, thank you. It is the August kit. I love sunflowers. It's just gorgeous to look at. I have to tell you, I'm in love with it. And it has like I think it's crushed curry and soft suede or crumb cake. It has double stamp, so it brings stamps for double stamping. It brings 2 ink spots or stamping spots. It brings a couple of free gifts. I mean, completely, you have to go and look for it. It's gorgeous. If you want to subscribe to it, I will put the link below. If you want, you can subscribe for a few months, and then you will be able to get some of the free goodies that we have with Celebration. And that's always a good way to just get some free stuff. Celebration is on. It will be on all the way till August 31st. The things that are in the Celebration catalog are amazing. I absolutely love what it's in them. If you want to buy something go to my store, just use that host code there because it will make you eligible for some of the things. Unless, of course, you're going to buy more than $150, then don't use the host code, but send me an email letting me know. I do have free classes. I do have a kit. This month's kit is still in the works. Did I mention that life has been a little rocky lately? It has, and so there's a few things that I'm still trying to reorganize. Hopefully things will get stabilized by next week or so. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every one of you. If you have any doubts, concerns, or anything, please send me an email to maria@mariascraftingcorner.com. I will be linking everything below. I will be putting the measurements of the paper pumpkin, of the card, down below. I usually just put them on my blog, but I don't have a specific area for the paper pumpkin kit alternatives yet. And so I most likely will do that later on. So again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And let's do this. Ta-da! I'm so glad you guys liked it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a blessed weekend. Have tons of fun. And let me see what else. I think that's it. No more announcements, people. That's good. Have a wonderful rest of